fight a lot of gangsters in the last season, and in this season you're doing the same. But how big or different would you say the this part is? And are there any surprising elements as well for the audience in this part?
Oh yes, 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 yes. The kind of love and response the first season received, it was really really overwhelming, you know. और जब फर्स्ट को इतना प्यार मिला हो तो सेकंड की ऑटोमेटिकली एक्सपेक्टेशन काफी बढ़ जाती है. सो आई थिंक पहले लॉकडाउन में 2020 में हमारी फर्स्ट सीजन लॉन्च हुई थी एमएक्स प्लेयर पे. यू नो इट्स एन एमएक्स प्लेयर ओरिजिनल एज वी ऑल नो. सो आई थिंक पूरी टीम ने कोशिश की कि कैसे हम इसे एक नॉच ऊपर लेकर जाए, यू नो, कैसे हम इसे इस कहानी को एक ऐसा ऐसा मोड़ दें कि लोगों को ये पसंद आए. सो पहले में शौकीन का की कहानी का जो पार्ट था वो हमने दिखाया था एंड इट एंडेड ओवर देयर. तो उस कहानी को आगे ले जाते हुए इस बार हमने डेटा ब्रदर्स का कोराम जो उन्होंने मचा रखा है मुजफ्फरनगर में, उस पर फोकस किया है. बट आई गेस कई टीम ने रियलाइज किया और मेकर्स ने स्पेशली रियलाइज किया और राइटर्स और शो रनर्स पूरी टीम ने अप्लॉज की टीम एमएक्स प्लेयर की टीम सबने रियलाइज किया कि हम एक्शन के ऊपर ही डिपेंडेंट रह के हम इस कहानी को आगे नहीं बढ़ा सकते. तो और बड़ा अच्छा इनपुट उनकी तरफ से आया था कि इसकी सोच को बदला जाए, यू नो. सो कहीं एक सर्टल मैसेजिंग भी है इसके साथ साथ जहाँ पे वेरियस चीजों को जोड़ते हुए एक मैसेज देने की कोशिश की गई है इस कैरेक्टर के थ्रू ऑडियंस को और वहाँ के लोकल लोगों को मुजफ्फरनगर की कि यू हैव टू स्टैंड अप फॉर योर ओन थिंग. You can't always go up to the authorities or you can't really depend on the other person. First and foremost thing is that you need to stand up for your own self. आप जब अपने आप को डिफेंड करेंगे उसके बाद ही लोग आके आपकी मदद करेंगे और आपको डिफेंड करेंगे. सो आई गेस वो मैसेज एक सर्टन तरीके से लोगों तक पहुंचाने की कोशिश की गई है सेकंड सीजन में. और सेकंड सीजन उतना ही एंटरटेनमेंट से भरा बिकॉज इस पे बहुत एक्शन है, डबल एक्शन है. डेटा ब्रदर्स दो लोगों से निपटना है एंड नाजरीन की अपनी के इरादे, उनकी अपनी चालें हैं, असलम राना के अपने हिडन एजेंडाज हैं. और बहुत ही आई थिंक एंटरटेनिंग, कंप्लीटली एंटरटेनमेंट का जो जो एक पैकेज होता है वो इस बार सेकंड सीजन में लोगों को मिलेगा.
It seems that the gangster are getting back to take revenge from this IPS officer. Was it actually happen because your character is inspired from your real person? So did it actually happen there, or there is something?
Yes. No. It all is very true. You know, it's all based on the real life story of Mr. Navneet Sikera, the IPS officer. You know, in the early 90s, how he single-handedly took up the challenges that he had, fighting the elements of the society. How single-handedly he went and he completely cleaned the society in those years. You know, it's never easy to, for a second also, I don't think one can even imagine the kind of responsibility and the kind of risk and the sheer grit and determination you need to fight the system and the people. So I think hats off to his journey. So everything that you see in this series is based on whatever he has faced. When you Google his name or when you kind of do research on him, you realize the kind of love that he has received from people. When we go and try to take his name in the interiors of Uttar Pradesh or Muzaffarnagar, people still, love him a lot. It's been so many years that he has left the place, but people still love him for who he was and what he did for them. So I think every story, every scene, every thing is based on what he faced. And I think I'm fortunate enough to be in his shoes.
Yeah, right. And did you get to get a chance to meet him in real life?
Oh yes, I did get an opportunity in first season. Before starting the first season, I got an opportunity to meet him. I got an opportunity to spend time with him in Mumbai and as well as in Lucknow. I met his family, he has two beautiful kids, his family, his parents, his wife, his staff, his colleagues. I think I did spend some ample amount of time with him, and I was as I said, the amount of love people have for him and respect people have for him is tremendous.
All right. And so the first season released, almost 2 years ago. How challenging was it for you, to get back to in that whole space after such a long time?
Well, it was challenging, and at the same time, it was very interesting, because you always you always want to do something which is very different. So in first season, when in fact, when the first season ended, the makers had a brief idea about how to take it ahead
Mhm.
and how to explore the second season. I think, but eventually when they decided the script and then the game, I think the script, when I read it, it completely blew me apart. The kind of nuances that they had created, the messaging, as I said, and uh, the kind of nuances, the kind of intriguing factor.
Yeah.
Every character has his own, I would say, challenges. All the characters are facing their own challenges. Keeping
Correct.
in mind those challenges, I think it was really, really, really interesting to be in his shoes again after 2 years. Though it was really difficult because we finished the series in lockdown in
Yeah.
2020, last year 2021, where we had a lot of issues because of COVID.
Yeah.
But I guess we just completed it because we wanted people to watch it and entertain themselves. So
Right.
here is the series. I think it should be out on 20th of January, and
Yeah.
I just hope and pray people love it and like it as much as they like the first one.
Absolutely. I mean, I saw the trailer and it is intriguing. I want to know what's happening next in this IPS officer's life. So, talking about you, what matters to you the most when you take up a project? Does it the is it a script or the actors you're working with?
Well, I guess what genuinely it matters to me is the story, what the intent of the story is. Obviously, then my role, how it is shaped, what are the colors that it has, what all I can
Right.
give to the character. Then obviously the makers, the producers. There are a lot of aspects. There's not only one thing on which the basis of what that you choose what you choose. There are a lot of things that you choose from.
Mhm.
You want to work with the right people. You want to work with the people whose intention or whose I would say whose vision you want to be a part of. For me, really, the intent really matters. It can be the smallest story or it can be the smallest project, but the intent of saying that project matters a lot.
All right. And you were active in on television for quite a long time, and especially famous for Mahadev. How do you think how much time do you think it took the audience to accept you beyond Mahadev?
Well, if I leave it up to them, they would never let me do that. They would just make me sit and just play that part because that's kind of love that everybody has for that part,
Yeah.
and that because. But jokes apart, yes, the love is still flowing. The love is immense. It's how can I say? I mean, it's unimaginable. The kind of love still I get from people is
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
overwhelming. But yes, they do realize it that at the end of the day he's an actor and he has to work for his craft and he has to work for his needs and he needs to play different characters. So yeah, and I've been really lucky that I've met so many directors and producers who have shown faith in me. So as long
Yeah.
as I keep getting that, what else do I need?
Thank God they did because we got to see a lot of you, a lot of different character you play. So yeah, so talking about OTT platforms, do you think due to the sudden burst of content on OTT platforms, the established actors who are not getting their dues in the film industry are now getting one?
Well, I don't know about getting a due or getting not getting a due. That is a very big term, or that's a very, I would say, a very big terminology to use,
Mm-hmm.
keeping in mind the kind of stardom they once had or they achieved. I think what it has done is that it has reinvented people. And when I say it has reinvented people, is that because there is so much demand, because there is so much consumption of the subject of the story, because it's a supply and demand theory that works in OTT. Because there are so many subjects, there are so many shows people want to watch. The consumption is huge, so the makers are trying to make as many shows as they can and supply it to the audience. So, in the search of good characters, people are approaching bigger stars, bigger people. Everybody is getting to play different roles. Everybody is getting to choose from amazing roles. So I don't think it's. I don't know how you can define it, but obviously everybody is getting to satisfy their own creative needs. Somebody who had an illustrious career a few years back. Now he wants to do something else. He's getting an opportunity in that. So there is so much to do for everyone that they all will eventually be able to choose from different things. It's not only one genre that they will go for.
Right, right. Yes, yes, absolutely. And what's in the next in the pipeline after Bhaukaal 2? What's next?
Well, there are two things that which are going to come out very soon,
Mm-hmm.
and I really can't talk about it much because I don't know the timeline or the other things of those projects. But yes, I'm waiting for them to come out, and I'm waiting for the restrictions to open up, the international borders to open up, so that we can go and do some
Yes.
good work to entertain people.